All right, so what we want to do now that we have a gray box is we want to do things like add these insets for the windows and the doors. You can see they're in the back. And what's really nice is you kind of just need to model one window and then duplicate it across all of these different areas like that. Same thing with the doors. We could probably just reuse these doors and just place them down here. It doesn't have to be completely on model. We're just going to do it to save time. Let's see. So we got this view of the door here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at where we add these insets. So the first thing you want to do whenever you're doing an inset is you want to extract the face where you're adding the inset. And the reason for that is if I go in here and I select this edge here down at the bottom and I go to insert edge loop tool, you can see it added a cut all the way down the center, and that's not what I want. It's going to add a lot of extra cuts that are just, extra the geometry that we don't need. So you can see here there's extrude face, flip face, detach faces, duplicate faces, cut tool, offset face. There's all this stuff. We want to hit detach face. And what that's going to do is now we have the building, but we also have this face as a separate object. And I'm just going to move it out here for a second. And I'm going to click the 2D button just so we could focus on this face. And now with a detached face, I can go in here and I can select this top edge. And we know this edge is selected, right? This top edge. Here, let me go to 2D mode, or 3D mode rather. Is because it's a bright yellow and we have that. And I'm going to insert 4 cut, or really, I guess we could get away with 2 cuts. 1 cut here and 1 cut there. So I'm going to go to insert edge loop. And the more cuts you add, it gives you a little bit more control over a section. But I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes here. So I'm going to add this, select this edge. I'm going to cut here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to move this right on the edge here. Now, the way that you create a door is you select the face. So I'm going to go to face mode here. I'm going to hit R to go into scale mode. I'm going to hold shift and click this little white box. And that insets in a box. So for this bottom piece, I'm just going to hit backspace to delete it. And then I'm going to hit W here. And I'm going to go back to 2D mode. And I just want to make sure that this lines up. So you might have to zoom out just because the way the camera is set up. But try to get that straight. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to hit R. And you can see that the top of the window lines up with the door, but it doesn't go all the way to the floor. So I'm going to hold shift and just bring that in a little bit until that top of the door lines up. Hold shift until the top of the door lines up. All right, now let's go out of 2D mode. I'm going to select all 3 of those, hit W for my move tool, and then on this Z axis, I'm going to hold shift and just bring that in a little bit. I go back to object mode. I'm just going to center pivot there and just move it back in place. Just kind of lining it up the best I can, that edge with that wall. All right, let's see about the side of the building, if we got anything. There's a door back here, and there's like 2 windows. So we'll do that on, that's interesting. Oh, that's the front. So we'll do it on this side of the building, and we won't do the other side. Like we won't do it over here. You can if you want to, but so let's just go there, select that side, scroll down, detach face. I'm going to pull that out a little bit. I'm going to need 3 cuts, 1 for this door and then 1 for each window. So I'm going to go in here and go to edge mode, select that top edge, insert edge loop. And that edge is going to represent this cut here. This is going to be for the door. And then these 2 can be for the windows. So for this door, what I'm going to do is select this face, hit R, hold shift, select that bottom one, bottom face, hit backspace, hit W, and then just bring that down so it's kind of lined up with the floor. R, shift, scale it in a little bit. Just do your best to kind of match that thin, long window. And then R, hold shift, and just try to mirror something like this. Select all 3 of these, hit W, hold shift, and bring them in. And then go back to object mode here, center pivot, and let's try to get this lined up with that wall. Looks pretty good.